Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we'll unlock the book The Omnivores Dilemma, A Natural History of Four Meals. Nowadays, we are endowed with an unprecedented richness of food. In larger cities, we can enjoy cuisines from all over the world, such as fish and chips from the UK and Yuxiang shredded pork from China. Furthermore, 24-hour fast food joints around the globe are serving Coke and burgers. However, people are also becoming more food savvy than ever before and are increasingly focusing on healthy diets. Experts, gourmet chefs, and ads tell us to strictly observe our calorie intake, eat more protein and fewer carbs, follow a vegan diet, and so on. A growing number of people are diligently recording their calorie intake on various mobile apps every day. When buying food products, they keep an eye on ingredient lists to meticulously calculate what they should eat at each meal. However, eating isn't doing scientific research. As we have increasing opportunities to choose our food, we must understand food itself, not the human-made data. Have you ever thought that we don't need food calorie values and nutrition facts to obtain the perfect meal? This book, The Omnivores Dilemma, can help us out with these queries. The book mainly reveals a series of problems posed by the industrial food chain in the U.S. It inspires us to find ways to eat healthy by providing a new perspective that will help us break free from data enslavement and find our ideal food more freely. The author Michael Pollan is one of the leading food authors in the U.S. He was named one of Newsweek's top 10 New Thought leaders, and Time magazine named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2010. Instead of sitting in an office studying books, he loves to go into the fields and kitchens to learn about food culture and the social phenomena behind it. He's also a nature lover who pinpoints a viable path for humans to get back to the basics in the industrial food chain. Many studies on food health risks list a substantial amount of scientific data and expert opinions, but that isn't Pollan's way of conducting research. He likes to use 3 of his 5 senses, sight, sound, and taste, to paint a realistic food tapestry. We've reviewed another book from Pollan Cooked, A Natural History of Transformation, in one of our bookies. Feel free to listen to it if you're interested. Next, we'll talk about the major points of the book in 3 parts. Part 1, The Health Crisis Caused by Industrial Food. Part 2, What is a real organic meal? Part 3, How do we acquire the perfect meal? Let's start with the industrial food chain, which has had the closest and most far-reaching impact on our lives. Emerging primarily after the Second World War, the industrial food chain is a food production method that relies on industrial production and global markets. It has dramatically changed people's eating habits. That's the change that puts us in the omnivore's dilemma. Simply put, the omnivore's dilemma is a difficult situation in which we don't know what we're supposed to eat. Our diet compositions were relatively simple in the past, and the types of foods we could choose from were somewhat limited. At that time, eating was just an act of filling the stomach. Along with social development, we discovered an increasing number of edible foods and even delicacies. As a result, eating is no longer an act of filling the stomach but a way of life and a pursuit. Nonetheless, we have become increasingly confused about what to eat. Nowadays, a growing number of people have started to pay attention to the health risks of food. When there are so many foods in front of us, how should we make choices? It's no wonder that we have a hard time choosing, because food manufacturers are good at gauging the trends and producing delicious and delightful healthy foods. When experts claim that fats are bad, the manufacturers will make their products oil-free while add more sugar to achieve good flavor. When those experts say that sugars aren't good, the manufacturers will switch to sugar substitutes. Coupled with various types of food additives, they can create food products that are both tasty and healthy. There are so many healthy foods on the market, but they differ in raw materials and production techniques. So, how can people tell the good from the bad? This phenomenon is especially predominant in the U.S., a country that leads the trend toward internationalization, where Americans can easily taste the world's delicacies.